Okay, and we are back. Yes, we are. So, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Jen is back without the feedback now, so hopefully you'll be able
Yeah.
to hear us without really high-pitched whistle going
Oh
through your...
dear. Oh no, I
Yeah,
couldn't hear a high-pitched whistle.
it was all coming through. But once we started everything again, you know that old technical adage, just shut it down and turn it back on again, and everything will be fine. Well, that's apparently what's worked out well here. So, Jen, introduce a live stream. I'm going to get... Should we try the Instagram thing again?
We can do.
Yeah, let's try that again. So you introduce this live stream. I'm going to type in the stuff on Instagram.
Okay. So today's live stream is going to be all about vitamin D. It's also known as the sunshine vitamin, which I don't know where you are in the world, but it is not very sunny where we are. In fact, it was raining before. So yeah, we need a little sunshine on this dark grey Tuesday, I think.
We really do. We really do.
So
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
going to be looking at all the different vitamin D supplement options that we offer at Vegetology, and answering lots of questions we get asked about which strength to take, why do I need it, can I give it to my kids, all those sorts of questions we're going to cover today. And we would love to give away some vitamin D spray as well. So
we would. This stuff right here,
say
in
hi
fact.
to us, post your questions in the comments. Sadaf will be looking after people in the chat. Yeah, so next 20 minutes or so we're going to chat all things vitamin D. I've just had a invitation come up, I think.
Yeah, let's try that.
Let's see.
Let's try that. Make sure your volume's down so we avoid the old feedback.
Yeah, volume's down on my phone.
Well, this is fun, isn't it? So the thinking was here, right? We're going to chat about vitamin D, and all the time we've done live streams to YouTube and Facebook because it's easy to do that with software on your computer. Apparently you can't, you can live stream to multiple places, but we also want to live stream to Instagram, which basically means not that you can see the setup that we have here. We have our webcams for YouTube and Facebook, which we're talking to you on, and just slightly below that, you can see it here. We have the phones, and so Jen is unable to join.
The invitation's disappeared. Where will I find the invitation?
Jen, come on.
It popped up on my screen. I opened my Instagram and now I can't find it.
We're proper professionals at live streaming, aren't we? Live streaming's supposed to be like really easy. Oh, and my camera's gone blurry. There we go. That's still blurry. Why does it do that?
Can you invite me again?
Yeah, I've invited you again. I have invited you again. Why is my... Oh, I see why it's gone blurry. There we go. That's better. So, sorry about the very slow start here. If you're watching this live, we will edit this video before it goes out to the World Wide Web. Are you with me on Instagram? You're not, are you?
No, I'm not, because I
struggling?
I can't find the invite.
I sent it again. So, I think what we're going to do, Jen, let's talk about this now to the good folks watching on YouTube and Facebook. And then we might want to do it. We'll try the Instagram live separately. I think that's probably the safest thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, a very warm welcome to you. It's great that you're here. My apologies again for the technical glitches that we've had at the start. It's been one of those technical times, really. So let's talk about vitamin D and why vitamin D is such a big deal. Why did the government tell us to take vitamin D supplements and all that sort of good stuff recently? Let's get into all of that. So, Jen, question for you: what is vitamin D? Not why is vitamin D? It's a very existential question, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to answer that.
Why
they already had A, B, and C, so they needed another name. Called it D.
Yeah, all the philosophy students watching now are going to be having great answers to that question. But why? No, what is vitamin D, and why is it such a big deal?
It's such a big deal because it's amazing. It has so many functions in the body. It's quite vital to your body. and you can get it in 3 different ways. You can find it in food, you can find it in supplements, obviously, and also the sun reacts with something in the skin and makes it for your body to use. So you can get it in 3 different ways. It's mainly found in eggs, fish, and meat. So if you're following a vegan diet, you're not going to get it from your diet in the quantities that you need. Like I said, the sun helps to make it, but there's so many factors in this. Obviously, it's got to be a really sunny day. The sun's got to be high in the sky. There's got to be enough of your skin visible in order for the rays in the sun to interact with your skin. If you're wearing sunscreen, you're going to block out those rays. So, you know, it's great. People will go outside and say, oh, get the sun to make some vitamin D, which it will, but probably not the amount you need. And then there's supplements, which is a surefire way of knowing you're getting enough vitamin D.
Yes.
It's needed for your bones. Right, hang on. The invitation's just come up.
Steady on. We're getting excited here.
Let me see if it works.
Can I just say that whilst you're doing that,
the echo's back.
Have you got your volume down?
Yeah.
Why is it echoing then? And it's,
I don't know.
This is such an intriguing one. Maybe if someone's watching this.
Is it okay now? No.
Yeah, it's coming from your end, Jen. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. I'll have to leave that and just do Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah. This is why we should practice these things probably before.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Anyway, back to vitamin
on.
D. It's needed for your bones, your teeth, your muscles, good immune system, and also for regulating your blood calcium levels. And there's also other things that can help boost your mood. There's loads. Why have I frozen? Oh no, I'm back
It's
again.
all going wrong for you today, isn't it? It's all going wrong.
Anyway, it's a vital vitamin that will definitely make a difference to your everyday life. So
it is. It's a shame you can't give it to your computer.
Pardon?
It's a shame you can't give it to your computer.
I know, I think it needs it.
Oh, happy days. So, vitamin D. What's that fancy word for vitamin D? Can you pronounce it?
Oh, no.
I've never been able to pronounce it.
Cholecalciferol? I feel like it should be more fluid than that, but...
It really should just flow off. We should be experts at these kind of very odd words now.
It's not a word you say in your everyday conversation, though, let's face it.
I tell you what, though, it would be great for Scrabble.
You
get a good score on that with Scrabble. So,
yeah.
So what's the difference between vitamin D and vitamin D3?
So there's vitamin D2 and D3. Vitamin D3 is the form that your body uses readily. So you can get, obviously, vitamin D2, you can get that, you know, your body can use that, but it's got to change the D2, it's got to process it into the readily available form D3. So obviously it's easier if you just have D3. I think there's research been done as to which one's more effective. I think D3 comes out on top.
Is it like the winner?
I think so, yeah.
Depends on which research you look at and which supplement company you talk to, I would imagine. But yeah, okay. So whatever diet you follow, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, or a sort of meat-eating diet, you cannot, as you have rightly said, necessarily rely on the sun to produce enough vitamin D in your body. And you mentioned there's a few reasons for that. It's all to do with the strength of the sun, where the sun is in the sky. And if, like today in England, there are more clouds than you know what to do with. So it's very dull and grey. And the vitamin D, or the sunlight, is not getting through to help me create the vitamin D, especially as I'm now sat indoors, actually.
Exactly. We're inside.
So
it's quite interesting, though, because I thought I was going about my daily life a few years ago, thought all my vitamin levels were great. And actually, I was getting aches in my arms like distinct aches, and I ended up going to the doctors and having blood tests because I was tired all the time, and I was thinking this isn't right. And actually my vitamin D levels were low. As soon as I supplemented with vitamin D, the muscle aches in my arms went.
And did you stop feeling tired all the time, or was that
Yeah,
more your
I
kids?
did. And actually I was eating a well-balanced diet, so I thought, but for whatever reason I think you can end up becoming a bit deficient and not actually realizing a simple solution might be that you're deficient in vitamin D.
Yeah.
Because you can get muscle aches, you can feel tired all the time, you can pick up more colds, your mood can be a bit low. They can be signs that potentially your vitamin D levels are low.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was quite interesting. And so I
Yeah, it
take it
is.
every day since then because I'm like, I don't want those aches to come back.
Did they help your busted ankle recently?
No.
No.
No, it's doing a lot better. It's just still quite swollen. So I'm worried it's going to be like that permanently.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Can you hear that helicopter flying directly above my head right now?
No.
Or is it just me that can hear it?
Oh,
Maybe it's not
no,
going down the
I can
microphone.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got the, I don't know, maybe the police are chasing down somebody right now because there's a helicopter literally right over my head. So apologies for the background noise there. So where can, Jen, you get vitamin D from other than the sun and being out in the sun?
So, like I mentioned before, you can get it from eggs, fish, meat, and obviously supplements you can get it from. So it is found in foods, but maybe not in the quantities you need.
Yeah.
And obviously you might not eat, if you eat eggs, if you're not following a vegan diet and you do eat eggs, you might not eat enough eggs to get the vitamin D. It's one of like Chris always says, you can think you're having a balanced diet, but it might be that you're not eating certain foods frequently enough in order to get the vitamins from them. So
yeah, no, fair enough. The helicopter's gone now, by the way. Maybe they heard. Maybe they're like, oh, goodness me, the live stream's on. We need to get back and watch it. In which case, Mr. Helicopter Pilot, thank you for removing yourself from above my house. So, vitamin D. So we have obviously got some vitamin D here.
Yeah, we've got
Vegetology make vitamin D. We do. I'd see if I can hold all three up.
Two of them there.
There we go. Look at that. It's like I'm a pro at this. So what do we make our vitamin D from? Because obviously it's vegan certified, it's vegetarian, it's certified with the Vegan Society and the Vegetarian Society. So we've had to be quite careful, obviously, in terms of sourcing. So how do we make our vitamin D, Jen?
So our vitamin D comes from lichen. So it's plant source. So traditional vitamin D supplements come from, it's called lanolin. It's like a waxy substance in sheep's wool. Yeah. And obviously we wanted to stay away from any animal sourced vitamins. So we found that there's a species of lichen that we use, which is a plant that produces vitamin D3 that we can harvest. So it's totally plant sourced. And it's registered with the Vegan and Vegetarian Society.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And what you don't know is actually the vitamin D that we make is used by a lot of companies now as their vitamin D because it is plant source, and the clever guys, Chris and the guys, man, figured some clever stuff out when it came to this vitamin D. Let me tell you, genius.
They geeked out with it.
They totally geeked out, and so. So yeah, this is a plant-based vitamin D, hence the reason we can certify it with the Vegan Society and the Vegetarian Society. But does that make it any less efficient, Jen, or is it all right?
Yeah,
I mean, I know the answer to the question, but I'm being playing the advocate.
Yeah, and obviously the guys in the labs have done efficacy they've tested it, and so they're confident it is top-notch vitamin D3.
Top-notch vitamin. That should be the tagline on the website going forward. This is top-notch vitamin D3. So one of the questions we get asked a lot, and it's always good to bring a clarity around this, is to do with strength. Now, we have 2 tablets. They all they both look the same. Same bottle, same label. But there's one difference on there. One says 1,000 IU and another says 2,500 IU. And then we have the spray, which is actually 200 IU per spray. So there's different doses or different strengths.
Yeah.
So how do we know what is the best strength vitamin D for me?
Okay, so I think it's good to point out that the tablets are chewable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Shall I get one?
So that if you don't like swallowing tablets, we've got 3 options: 2 chewable and a spray, which is great. Yeah, do you take the oh, there we go.
Just chew away.
Demo.
This imagine it. It's like we have to give instructions. I can see it at some point in the future. We have to write instructions on how to chew a tablet because somebody somewhere will. Anyway, so this is a live demo.
Yeah, live demo. So I think that the upper limit that is safe for people to take is 4,000 IU. So both of our doses of the tablets are well within that. Probably the 2,500 is for somebody who's really looking to boost their vitamin D levels. So if you've had a blood test and the doctor said your vitamin D is really low, that would be a good way to quickly boost it.
Yeah.
You don't want to stay on that permanently. Vitamin D is it's not water soluble, so basically you won't wee out the excess. It's fat soluble. So I think it's recommended that you might take the 2,500 in the winter months when the sun is nowhere to be seen, and then switch down to the 1,000 IU.
Yeah.
But probably the best thing to do is to get a blood test and see where your vitamin D levels are. But the 1,000 is it's a perfectly good dose for people. It's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
The spray is 2,000 IU per spray.
200.
So obviously 200. Sorry. So
Not
obviously
2,000, just to be clear.
Yeah. 2,000. Sorry, 200. So obviously you want 5 sprays of that
to get the 1,000
dosed. Yeah.
Maths lessons as well. Now I take just to give you a bit of heads up. I take the 1,000 a day. Because I take it each and every day, and I just take the 1,000, and that works well for me. I don't have the deficiency, so I don't need to boost it with a 2,500. Now the spray, like you say, this is 200 IU a dose, and all you do is you just spray it in your mouth, right?
Yeah, I take that. I just spray it on my tongue. You can spray it on your food as well.
Yeah, you can.
If you want. I find I just spray it on my tongue. It doesn't have a strong taste.
No.
I think it's just if people like don't mind the texture, and then I take it with my breakfast, generally. So
yeah, just take a few sprays and just away you go. So this is the best way to give it to kids.
It is definitely
sprays.
Yeah.
Quick
spray on the tongue. I think it's 1 spray for babies to 3-year-olds on the tongue, and then I think it's up to 2 sprays once they're beyond the age of about 4.
Yeah. So again, you can check the website for dosage if you're not sure about any of them. But a great way to get vitamin D to your kids is the spray. And is it the same plant source in this? It's in this.
Yep, same plant source.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I did make a note of it's in a carrier oil that is of coconut origin. So if you're allergic to coconut, I would avoid.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, it's fine for if you've got a nut allergy. It's if you suffer from a tree nut allergy, that you should probably avoid because of the carrier that the vitamin D is in the spray.
Yeah. Top tip. I didn't know that because I never tasted the coconut in it. So
I've never tasted it either.
Yeah. Who knew? Apparently you did, Jen. Well done. So do I need to take one of the questions that we've had in? I mean, one question here. I would like to give my baby a vitamin D3 supplement. This is for my 1.3-year-old. I love the precision. It's the 1.3-year-old kid. What do you recommend? So you've just mentioned that, but again.
Yeah, just 1 spray. 1 spray on the tongue would be great. Yeah.
It's
a perfect option for the family because it's flexible. You can dose it according to the age of the kid. You don't have to split up a tablet or anything like that. You can, if you've got kids who are 1-year-old and 8-year-old, it's great because you can just give 1 spray to one and 2 to the other. So it's a really flexible option.
Yeah, good. Do I need to take vegan D3 with a meal? Is it fat soluble like the lanolin based D3? Again, you've kind of mentioned that, but that's a question that's come through.
Yeah, so it is fat soluble. Within the spray, it obviously comes in a carrier, so you don't need, you can put it on any food and take it as it is. And as always, the best time to take it is your breakfast, with your breakfast, because then you benefit from it throughout the day without even realizing, which is great. And it's just a great habit, isn't it, to have your breakfast, take your supplements, and get on with your day.
It is, absolutely. Unless, of course, you follow the intermittent fasting thing of the 16-9, where in which case you don't eat breakfast, you go straight for lunch. In which case, take it with your lunch. It's not so much the time of the day, it's the fact that you need to eat it with a meal. Yeah. And if you are eating first thing in the morning, then you do get the benefits throughout the whole of the day rather than just half the day. So hence the reason we say with breakfast, unless you're not eating breakfast, take it with your lunch. And then if you're doing that whole... I've seen people do weird things with intermittent fast. I shouldn't say weird, but they've done things with intermittent fasting where they fast, 22 hours of the day and just eat 2 hours of the day. In which case, you've got a lot of, you've got to work hard to get your vitamins in that 2 hour window. So do that.
Wow.
What is the efficacy of absorption of lichen vitamin D to lanolin vitamin? This is not easy to say. Lichen vitamin D to lanolin vitamin D. Are there any studies to show this? What a phenomenal question.
I know. Our Vegetology customers are amazing.
I would never have thought to that, but good on you. Well done. Is the efficacy of absorption different?
So the vitamin D that we use and the vitamin D in lanolin are chemically identical. So there shouldn't be any difference in efficacy. And before it was released into into sale, blood studies were performed in India, and they showed that it was bioavailable when people had taken it. So it's there, ready for your blood to, in your blood, ready for your body to use. So yeah, so no, there's no difference, and we do have studies to show it.
Fantastic, well done. Is the Vita Shine Vitamin D3 spray suitable for people who can't eat nuts? Again, you've answered that, but let's just directly answer that question now. Go.
Yeah, it is in terms of nuts. So let me find the actual name. So we use medium chain triglyceride of coconut oil origin as the carrier, and that's the bit that's got the coconut derivative in. So even though the triglyceride fraction has been separated, it has originally come from coconut oil. So tree nut allergy sufferers should be aware of that before they take the spray.
Okay, very good. I'm just going through the questions now. We're on a roll. Is Vita Shine spray safe for newborns? Yes. Yeah. Okay, we've answered that, but yes, it is.
Yeah, a quick spray on the tongue.
There's a lot of questions about kids. What age should I increase the dose of D3 for my girls? I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Both have one spray currently per day.
So from the age of 3 to 8, you can up that to 2 sprays. And so again, this just illustrates how versatile the spray is, because you can dose according to your kid's age, which is great.
Very good. She's the customer here has written that it's for her girls. I assume it's the same for boys if you can get them to stand still long enough to get it in their mouth. Yeah. Just tell them it's the spray suite and they'll go, oh, great. So, yeah, a whole bunch of questions there about vitamin D. Jen, thanks so much for taking the time to answer them. And thanks again, everybody, for bearing with us as we experienced a few technical difficulties at the start. But I feel like we got going once we got going, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, people who are watching this on catch up later, because we know loads of people catch up on the lives later on, will be laughing their heads off.
There we go. What a pair of plonkers those two really are.
Well, hopefully They've learned a bit more about vitamin D despite our technical failings.
Yeah, despite the Vegetology technical failings, hopefully you've learned a little bit more about vitamin D. So Jen, when are we back live? When's our next live stream?
Our
Do we have
next
one?
one, I think, is going to be the 1st of March, just after, in the UK, we have a half term, don't we? So just after
Yeah,
that.
2 weeks today.
But I
Fantastic.
wonder whether we should try and do a little bit of a live tomorrow in the office to try and iron out these live Instagram difficulties.
Instagram Live. Apparently it's not straightforward on Instagram, but it's okay on everything else. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being part of the Veg live stream. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. Do we know what the topic is in 2 weeks' time?
Well, we might be able to reveal our new website if it's ready.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, some big changes coming to the website. You probably, if you're a regular customer of Vegetology, you'll start to get emails about it. So
Yeah. But as
there's a
soon as
whole
that's
thing-
ready, we're going to do a bit of a live tour, show people round. So
Super excited, aren't we? Super excited with the new website. It looks amazing.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll be showing you that in 2 weeks' time. So do come join us for that as we walk you through the website. Obviously, if you have any questions concerning any of the supplements that we do here at Vegetology, you can reach out to us through the website. You can reach out to our customer service team, and they will answer any questions that you have as best as they can, basically.
Yeah.
The quality of questions is getting better and better and better. So do send them in, keep them coming in. And like Jen said, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back, hopefully going through the new website. And if we're not, we'll talk about some more of your questions, which keep coming in, because it's just good fun. So thank you, like I said, once again, for bearing with us. And from myself and from Jen, bye for now.
Bye.